Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Port St. Lucie, everybody here and all of you out in YouTube land. I'm starting Laura's really the platform today, but Reverend Vernell Nelson is with us today, and I just found out that she's retiring in October, right? That's when you're done in Melbourne, is that right? August. And I was thinking that, I know she's moving back to DC where a lot of her family is, and I was thinking, oh, we're not going to see her anymore. But no, she's going to be a snowbird. So we will get to see her. But I want you to know, because some of you don't even probably know her very well, because she's been the minister at Unity of Melbourne for the last several years, and she hasn't spoken here that much. But she was one of our rocks during the pandemic, and we have funny stories if you ever want to hear them. We got some great stories about 5 of us in here recording church services and mess ups and take 7 on Bridge Over the Troubled Waters or something. So we have stories, but you know, when she wasn't here a lot, for me, she was always one of the people that I knew I could always go to for advice and for help. She was always there in the background as one of our guardian angels, and I, for one, am so grateful for that. So I want to thank you for that. And after the service today, there's cake back there, there's some snacks people brought. She's got books. She's written 2 books. They're $15 each, or if you buy both of them, that would be $20. She'll sign them for you, and we can spend a little bit of time just chatting, which we don't often get to do. So welcome, welcome. Now, Greg, where are you? Gregory, come up here. Bring your certificate. This young man is setting the world on fire. He just graduated from a course, and he's got the certificate with him. Now, this is the scary part, though. He is a welder. This young man can now walk around streets with fire in his hands. That's you. He has a little video of himself welding on his phone. So after church, if you'd like to see it, just let him know, because he is preparing himself. He's going to set the world on fire. He is. So we are so proud of you, Greg. Just so proud.
Good morning, everyone. Will you please stand and sing One Light with us? Let us come together in prayer, friends. We take this time in prayer to become centered. We use our gifts of imagination and creativity to turn away from our outer concerns and circumstances and turn within to the inner sanctuary of pure love. We immerse ourselves in the power of the all-encompassing, unconditional love where there are no expectations and no reservations. We live, love, move, and have our being from this unending reservoir of love. Therefore, we are the power of love. That, dear ones, is our truth, and from that place we claim wholeness, freedom, and peace for our lives. And we hold the high watch for peace and harmony in the world. We see the world not as it is, but as we know it can be. By faith, we hold the world in the light of peace that is possible. We take a moment now to silently add our individual prayers. We go forward now, knowing the light of God shines on our paths, and we are grateful. So it is. Amen. Please say the mission statement with me. To develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. Our vision statement. Unity of Port St. Lucie is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. Dottie, are you saying the daily word today? Okay, I'll do it unless somebody else wants to. You want to do it? Okay. Come on down.
You're very welcome. Today's word is release. I release and move forward with a graceful heart. Although my experience can be seen as a gift, bringing new insight or deeper understanding, it may be hard to appreciate it at first. When I struggle to release a painful memory, I can open my mind and heart to better receive that gift of experience. For instance, learning why a relationship has ended so soon shows me where I can grow in understanding and empathy. I feel the unconditional love of God. I forgive my past weaknesses and make amends where I can. When I recognize that holding on to resentment hurts only me, I can more easily release it and forgive. Blessed by the power of release and grateful for the power of God within, I move forward, ready to live and love fully again. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Genesis 32:26. Does everyone want to recite? It's not up there? Oh, okay. I release and move forward with a grateful heart. Amen.
It was all your fault, right? Okay. As we prepare for meditation, let us sing "Surely the Presence of the Lord."
The presence of God is in this place. There is no place where God is not. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to just clear your laps of everything you might be holding on to, and with your feet flat on the floor, your palms facing upward in your lap. Silently invite God, invite Spirit to bring you all the good that you can hold. The only limits to your prosperity are those you place on yourself. So now, make a commitment to remove, release, and let go of all of those limits, all of those error thoughts that tell you you are not good enough. Let go of all of those things that stand between you and your highest good. If you're comfortable in doing so, I invite you to just gently allow your eyelids to close. Let go of all of those things, all of those ideas, all of those thoughts, all of those beliefs that were foisted on you by others. See yourself as the magnificent, glorious spirit that you are. Feel yourself connecting totally and completely with the Creator. As you visualize and create, first in your heart, then in your mind, and then manifest in your life all of the good that awaits you. In this awareness, the awareness of your divine creative energy, in the awareness of your true divinity, your oneness with the Creator. You know the very core of your being that you are indeed divine. Divinely created to be the Christ that you are, to be the light that you are, to be your glorious, healthy, happy, prosperous, joy-filled image and likeness of God that you are. And as we give thanks and we stand in our truth, we give permission to our consciousness to return to this physical space and to this current time, shining that Christ light, being that Christ, celebrating the golden life that you have. For you are indeed the light of the world. Namaste. Good morning, family. I know you've already done that, but Gregory, I want to personally congratulate you. Where is he? Yeah, hiding back there. Congratulations. I am very happy for you and proud of you. Okay, we are here this morning. And yeah, I'm selling a book by that title. I picked specifically that title because so many of us go through life angry, depressed, wearing labels and tags that other people put on us. I picked this title from that book because I truly believe that we have options. We can choose to live sad, depressed, gloom, and doom, especially during times like this. Or we can choose. We can choose to live happy and prosperous regardless of what's going on around us. That doesn't mean we don't have empathy. It doesn't mean we don't have compassion. What it means is we claim our good and the good for all. And we live accordingly. You know, everybody talks about prosperity. And when we think about prosperity, unfortunately, especially if you read Webster, it's all about the money. It's all about how much you own. It's all about how many properties you claim on the monopoly board. That's not what it's about. For those of you who may be new to Unity or been around for a while and may not remember, the father of Unity, our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, said this about prosperity. The consciousness of God, as prosperity is the consciousness of God, as the abundant, everywhere present resource. It is unfailing, and it is ready for all who open themselves through faith. When you open yourself to prosperity through faith, I feel like I'm popping my peas. Is that distracting? I'm sorry. I worked in radio, and when I hear that, it's a pop, pop. I don't want to pop my peas. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Okay, I think that might be a little bit better. Okay, so the Bible in Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 and 20 says this. Lay up for yourselves treasures upon the earth. Now that doesn't mean real estate. It doesn't mean Bitcoin. It doesn't mean any of those things. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. You know what that means? That means make sure you stay in a space of harmony, of peace, that peace that surpasses all understanding, that peace of mind, that peace in your heart, that regardless of what anybody says or does or what you see on the news, where you go, what you see in the street, what somebody says to you, they cannot shake your peace. And somebody may look at you after they deliberately pick at you and say things to you that they think will push your buttons to get the reaction that they want to bring you down to their level. And when they can't do that, then they say, yeah, something's wrong with you. Now, there's nothing wrong with you. You see the Christ in them, even when they can't see it in themselves. And, you know, sometimes you have to tell them, you make it hard for me to see the Christ in you, but I know it's there. I mean, let's face it. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing the Christ in some people that I see on television, or I read about in a newspaper, or hear about on the radio, and maybe sometimes people I see driving down 95 or the turnpike. It's hard to see the Christ in somebody, but you know it's there. And when that happens, don't hesitate to, like, for just a split second, say, that idiot. And then go right back to, but I know the Christ is in there. I know the Christ is in them. I don't care how stupid they act. I don't care what ignorant things they say. I don't care what they do. That Christ is in them, and I'm not going to deny the Christ's presence in them. Prosperity is based on the consciousness, the conscious possession of the idea of God's abundance. God's abundance, which is behind every single thing that we think, we say, and we do. Because that's where it starts. It doesn't start with a legacy. It doesn't start with a bank account. It doesn't start with even how much education you have. It starts when you recognize that God is the source. We were just talking about my relocation. A month ago, less than a month ago, I knew I was moving, but I didn't know where I was moving to, except I knew the general geographic area. I just got back from the Washington, D.C. area this past Thursday afternoon, where I said, when I come back, I'm going to have a forwarding address. Well, I had a forwarding address. And I always say, this or something better. Yesterday, in the mail, I got a letter from a space that I really wanted, that I put my name on their waiting list 2 years ago. I called them last month. They told me I'm number 70 on the waiting list. I got a letter yesterday saying, you're number 1. You're at the top of the list. So that's what happens when you understand that God is your source. It's not a job. It's not a person. God is your source. So now I've got to call these people that I gave money to last Tuesday and say, you can keep the money for the deposit and the application fee if you want to, but I'm going to take this other one. It's just how it happens when you trust God, when you know and you claim divine order in everything. And this is how we all can live and thrive and survive peacefully and harmoniously. Everybody is, and I get concerned too about all of the stuff that's happening with immigration, with health care, with tariffs. But trust, and know that God is the source of all. That light that is God, that spark that is the Christ, is in each and every one of us. We all have that spark of divinity deep inside of us. This is what Jesus, our teacher and our way shower, came to demonstrate. Jesus said in John 14:12, all of these things I do, you can do, and even greater things than these. Jesus showed through demonstration as a human being that when we tap into that divinity, that divine nature, we can create magnificent things in our lives. Jesus had no visible possessions, but remember the loaves and the fishes? He fed thousands of people. He didn't own anything. He told the disciples, follow me and leave everything else behind. And they did. And here we are more than 2,000 years later, talking about those magnificent works that they all did. When we follow our spirit, when we listen to spirit and get that ego out of the way, let go of all of that carnality and stand on faith, walk in truth, miracles unfold in our lives easily and effortlessly. The difference between spiritual prosperity and material prosperity is spiritual prosperity is based on understanding of the inexhaustible, omnipresent substance of spirit. And it is the source of our supply. That is the source of our supply. Not a job, not a bank account, not anybody who says, oh, I'll pay your bills for you. Because that's all transient. What is lasting is that omnipotent, omnipresent source that is God. So many of us are stuck in believing that we cannot prosper, we cannot succeed, because the people around us, many of them very well-meaning people, tell us we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not able to do anything. I don't know how that got messed up a little bit, but skinny, lazy. Okay. We're told these things. My mother had an aunt who gave everybody nicknames. That was her, she acted like it was her call in life, to give everybody a nickname. And some of the nicknames were really cute and some were insulting, to be very honest with you. But when you let go of those labels that people give you, and I mean, they can come from teachers, they can come from parents, peers even. You know, I know someone who wore heavy, thick eyeglasses as a kid. And one of their very dear friends nicknamed him Banjo. Because if you think about a banjo, big and round, that was his nickname. It didn't really affect him in the long term, but it was a slur. People don't always mean to hurt you with the labels that they put on you. But it happens. You know, I've heard some people say, you know, I love this kid, but he's so slow. You know, I love my child, but they're not going to amount to too much. They're not going to be able to go to college. They're not smart enough. They're not good enough. So I'm not even going to waste time and money. I mean, as women in this country, 40, 50 years, well, 50, 60 years ago, we were told, a lot of us, there's no point in you going to college because you're just going to waste money. My money's sending you to college. You're going to have to just find somebody and get married and have a bunch of kids. That happened in this country. I'm not talking about anywhere in what people like to call the third world. And yeah, they're trying to do it again. But we all know, male, female, chick, child, and doesn't matter whatever title or pronoun you choose to use. Everybody is blessed with skills, gifts, and talents to rise above whatever circumstances or labels have been placed on them to be the best they can possibly be. And there's no limit. There's absolutely no limit except the limit you put on yourself. If you accept those labels that tell you you're not good enough, then that's on you. It really is. When you choose to let go of all of that and be the Christ that you know you are and be your absolute best, and you can achieve your highest good easily, effortlessly and joyously. A Course in Miracles teaches us, and one of their lessons, and it's one of my favorite lessons. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because it's kind of long. I am as God created me. God doesn't create garbage. God creates all of us with our own unique set of gifts and talents. We are all here for a purpose, and that purpose is not to be subservient. That purpose is not to be a doormat. That purpose is not to kowtow to someone else's whims when we know we have our own desires, our own gifts. Bring them forth and love yourself. So many people are conditioned through a lot of circumstances, some from childhood, some from bad relationships. But we're conditioned, some of us, not to love ourselves. I remember when I was a kid growing up, I just kind of innately, and I think it's because I was the firstborn, not the only child, but the firstborn, and you know, the firstborn kind of gets pampered and spoiled. Yeah. I mean, I was the first great-grandchild, so I was really pampered and spoiled. I mean, so much so that I literally, my paternal grandmother gave me a sterling silver feeding set with my name engraved in it as an infant. That's how pampered I have been. I don't deny it. I love it. And I carried that attitude with me to this day. More than 7 decades later, I believe in pampering myself. And I remember my mom a couple of times saying, you know, you really love yourself. And I don't think she always meant it in a positive way, but I certainly took it that way. Yeah, I love myself. I know I am deserving of the best, the highest, the best that I can afford. My mom used to tell me after I became an adult, you know, you have champagne taste and beer budget. Well, guess who buys champagne now? Not on the regular, but when I do, I get the good stuff, not cooks. So pamper yourself. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. And when you pamper yourself, other people are going to treat you the same way. And when you feel like you're not worthy, you're not good enough, guess how other people are going to treat you? So if you want to be treated well, treated right, treated like royalty, start with yourself. Use the good stuff. Don't put anything away for company. You bought it, use it. Your money went into that, not theirs. You know, as I'm in the process of downsizing for the second time in 10 years, I have decided that all of the dishes that I use, and I've already done it, I've already made the investment, are crystal. I got rid of all the ceramic, all of that stuff, you know. Crystal is what I use for my plates, my glasses, because we deserve the best. I'm not just the only one who deserves good stuff. Everybody in here deserves the absolute best. Throw away that cheap glass and get yourself some crystal. Every time, I mean, even a snack, I have a crystal plate that I put it on. Cookies go on a crystal saucer. I don't own anything else anymore. Oh, I did. Trust me, I did, especially when my son was growing up. And I mean, just a quick aside. Do you remember Mel Mack? My child was the only one who could sit in a high chair and break a Melmac plate. It happened more than once because I thought first time it was a fluke. He's sitting in a high chair and he finished eating what he was eating, and you know, little kids, when I'm done, I'm done. So it was in his way. He threw it on the floor and it cracked in two. I saw it happen at least 3 times. So don't waste your money buying unbreakable dishes. Get what you like, get what you want, use the good stuff. I think the silliest thing in the world is when I go in somebody's house and have to use the restroom, and they've got all these decorative fancy towels, and then they got paper towels for you to use to dry your hands on. You bought it, use it. If it's good enough to be in your house, it is good enough for you to use. Because when you leave here, they're going to throw it away. They're going to give it to a thrift store. They're not even going to try to sell it. Use it. Treat yourself good. You know that golden rule, treat others as you would like to have them treat you. It starts with you. You set the example of how you want to be treated. Get a hobby. Do something you like to do. It doesn't matter what it is. Do what brings you pleasure. Walking on the beach, riding a bicycle, playing golf. Whatever brings you pleasure, that's what you do. And don't forget to take good care of that body temple of yours. You only have one body for this lifetime. Take good care of it. Your body temple is one of the greatest gifts God bestowed upon you. So do what you know you are required to do to take good care of it. That's all a part of living that golden life. If you want to be healthy and happy, start by taking care of that body temple. And then forgive. Let go of grudges, let go of anger. And I'm not saying people don't hurt you. I'm not saying that it's possible for people to do horrendous things to bring you pain and agony. But think about those Amish people whose children were shot to death. Think about the people who were in the AME church in Charleston, South Carolina. They forgave. When you forgive, you free yourself. Because hanging on to anger and unforgiveness, I've seen it several times on Facebook, which I try to stay away from now. Unforgiveness is literally, truthfully, drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. It is. You have to let go of those things. Forgiving and letting go frees you, not the person who did it, because they're probably, whether they feel it or not, they're walking under that cloud of guilt, of shame, because they knew better, but they did it anyway. So let it go. For your own sake, let it go. Colossians says this: if you are raised up with Christ, keep seeking things above and not below. Do not lower yourself, your energy, or your consciousness to those base emotions that bring you pain, hurt, and anger. Set your mind on things above, not below. So how do you do that? In my house, back away from the television. Back away from the television. And people who know me very well know that unless there's something really, really interesting and positive on, my televisions don't go on. Until, and this is a bad habit of mine and I acknowledge it, I get ready to go to bed because the television is a sleeping pill for me. And I make sure that when I turn it on, I'm turning on something that is not going to, at any point in time that I'm asleep before it cuts itself off, it's going to disturb my consciousness. People laugh at me because you know what I turn it on to a lot of times? I'm so grateful for these apps. No, not Hallmark. Not PBS. No, not cartoons. Brace yourself. Perry Mason. It's not going to keep me awake because I already know who done it. So I make people laugh because I say, I'm getting ready to go to bed with my boyfriend. I'll turn on Perry Mason. Less than 30 minutes, I'm sound asleep. It works. And I blame that on the fact that many years ago, I was living in D.C., I lived on an extremely busy street. This was a main thoroughfare that took buses, trucks, everything in and out of the city. And the traffic noise was uncomfortable. And my windows were on the front of this apartment building, so I got it all, 24/7. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna drown out the noise. And back then, we didn't have the apps that we have on TV now, because I can find at least 3 apps that I can turn on Perry Mason, and it's nothing but Perry Mason all night long. And when I wake up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I turn it off. And I turn on my music. It works for me. May not work for everybody else. Some people said the Jeffersons, some said cartoons. Whatever works for you, do it. But you're going to be guaranteed a good night's sleep without all of the interference of other stuff. Make sure that you know that you always, don't ever forget, you always have all that you will ever need. One of my favorite scripture passages is this one, and it's repeated in, I think, Matthew. The birds of the sky, they don't want for anything. And if you notice, when a storm is coming, they got sense enough to get out of the storm's way. How many people decide to ride through hurricanes? Trust your inner voice, that still small voice, which is what happens with nature. Get out of the way. It's easy to get out of the way when you listen to Spirit. It's easy to be at peace when you are confident. Again, God is your source. You don't have to worry about where the next meal is going to come from. You don't have to worry about anything when you learn and accept and make a part of your life the truth that God is your source. We have choices. We have choices. And when we choose to think about those things that you don't want, you're going to be bitter. You're going to be angry. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be insecure. But when you choose to walk and live in full awareness that you can tap into that God source at any time and know that that God light is going to shine from within every single day of your life, you're going to have peace. You're going to have harmony. You're going to have health. You're going to have prosperity. Louise Hay wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. I don't know how many of you have seen it or read it or heard about it. Every single, well, almost, let me just say it that way because I don't like to qualify by saying everything globally, but almost every single ailment that any individual can have is delineated in a table in that book. And that table also includes the cause for whatever challenge you may be facing, and an affirmation to help you release it. Now, my books are all packed. So when I hurt my knee dancing, I don't complain about it because I was having fun. But I haven't been able to get to my book to see, okay, now, what does this messed up knee really mean? What is the metaphysical reason or the cause for me to have this knee discomfort? And you better believe one of the first things I'm going to unpack is that book, so I can, like, okay, what's up with the knee? Let me deal with whatever the underlying cause is, and I am going to go right to work affirming that it is healed and whole and well. Create space. Create space in your life and in your consciousness for your dreams to come true, because the bigger your faith, the bigger your prosperity. So when you create space and you have these dreams, this is what you do while you're meditating. That you make that space for things to begin to unfold in your life in magnificent ways. The same way I put my name on that waiting list 2 years ago. And now I got the letter yesterday. This or something better. That's always a prayer, that tail end of a prayer when I put out an intention to Spirit. Because my pea brain can't figure it all out. And I don't claim to figure it or be able to figure it all out. I turn it over to God and let Spirit direct me. And at the same time you're doing all of this, as you're creating space spiritually, create space in your home, in your life, in your physical environment. Don't be a hoarder. I actually, now this is not the individual, but I actually know somebody who has a musical instrument museum in his house. There's little paths that you wind through. Guitars, drums, wind instruments, everything. No, I don't know. This is something I got off the internet. This is not the individual, this is not the home of the individual I know. I would never do that to them. But I'm just saying, I know somebody. In fact, I know a couple of hoarders. I'm not one of them because I do believe in releasing stuff. But when you clutter your environment, your physical environment, you're not making space for blessings to come in. You can say you want something or you desire something, you have an intention to achieve something or acquire something. However, you have to have the physical space for it to go. Okay? You have to create space in your life. Luke, in the 6th chapter, says this: give, and it will be given to you. This stuff is worth some money. Sell it, give it away. Don't overload yourself. Now, I could have easily kept all of those other old dishes that I had and not replaced as I acquired the additional crystal. But why? Why hang on to it? If someone else can use it, give it to them. You know, that's what, in South Florida, there's an organization called Faith Farm. Okay, so you got Faith Farm here, so I don't have to explain it. Good. Faith Farm and I are on first name basis. They're coming to my house tomorrow. They've already been there twice this year. Because as I go through stuff and I'm like, I don't need this, I'll give it to someone who can benefit from it. You know? Don't hang on to things, because it really and truly only makes your life miserable. So Luke said, give, and it will be given to you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. But you got to make space for it. First in your heart, in your mind, and if it's a material thing, in your physical environment. And lastly, almost lastly, I just want to let you know that you have to go through life fearlessly. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be stupid. Don't walk down a dark alley at night. But walk in love, not fear. Walk in harmony and grace. Love opens doors. When you live and walk in love, you are open to receiving limitless blessings. And on the flip side of that coin, when you walk in fear, you become resentful and very unhappy. John tells us this, 1 John. Okay, there we go. There is no fear in love. Perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love. That doesn't mean conditional. It doesn't mean for now. Perfect love is ongoing, unconditional, and never ending. Fear has to do with punishment. Fear brings about insecurity. Fear makes people do those things that are harmful to other people. Because you have to first love yourself. And when you love yourself unconditionally, it is absolutely impossible to do anything of any harm to any individual. Look at Bernie Madoff. He had all of the money that he needed. He had all of the money that a few thousand other people needed. But look at what's happening with his life. And look, what had happened, right, thank you. And as we look around us today, we see all of this stuff unfolding. It's all from fear. And the more fear that exists in the world, the more of the stuff that we don't want to see, we're going to see. We have to stop being afraid. Everybody went to the polls, myself included, last November, being fearful of what the person we didn't vote for was going to do. Every last one of us, because we were all immersed in the politics of fear. And when we release all of that fear and start standing, living in total unconditional love, that's when we're going to be bringing about the change that we say we want to see in the world. So stay safe, stay in love, stay full of peace. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love God. Let go and let God. Forgive. Forgive yourself for being fearful. Forgive yourself for believing that you're not enough. Forgive yourself for believing that you're not good enough. Forgive yourself for believing that you don't deserve the very best in life. Step away from all negativity. Negative talk, negative people, negative stuff that you see on the internet. Step away from all of that negativity and stay positive. And you will have more positivity unfolding in your life. And know that you know that you know that your good is already here. You've already got the power, the energy, and the resources to achieve, accomplish, and acquire all that you deserve. understand, clearly understand that there is no lack in the universe. There is no lack in the universe. And lastly, share your blessings. Share your blessings everywhere you go. Share that beautiful smile. Share that Christ light. Share the Christ that is within you with all that you think, all that you say, and all that you do. God bless you.
after me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. I didn't, oh, it's you, okay. I didn't see you. I didn't see Judy. I don't see Judy, so is there another prayer chaplain who would like to step up and fill in for her? Okay, you two wrestle it out. There'll be somebody standing by that door at the end of the service. We'll see who wins. Mondays is yoga with Lana. Oh, it's canceled until Monday, July 14th. In New York. In New York? She's in New York. Prayer circle every Tuesday morning, 11 to 11:30. These girls want to give me their money. If you'd like to have a Reiki session, please see Sherry, who is standing up, which means she has something to say.
You finished? He's not. John Hayes. Now, I'm not doing this by myself. You get up here.
The board asked to put together a slide that kind of recaps the year to date. So we're midway through the year, 2025. And as you can see from the slide, it's been in the red most of the year, all of the year. Is that better? Okay. The expenses are pretty straightforward. There's nothing much we can do about the cost of running this church. The income is down, so that's where you have to look at it. The board met at we had a board meeting last Sunday. We'll be looking at various solutions and to see what we can do to improve our position here. You want to add anything to that? Okay.
You know me. The kinds of things. Okay, when the microphone attacks, it's time to sit down. We're looking at things like rental or we could rent on Sunday for the service and do something like that. Interestingly enough, I said boldly at the meeting, oh, that'll be easy, they'll be right on the websites. No, it's not. You have to tell, anyway, we're working on that. We're working on some other options, checking with people. I have made an appointment with Nicole, who is our coordinator from Crown Plaza, to discuss and see what we can do. You will, of course, be integral in the decision as we go through this. What do we have? We have something like total now, like $7,000? Is that, am I right? Roughly, in savings and checking? In savings. Yeah, in savings, okay. So, okay, and what he just said is he's going to have to pull 2,000 more out of savings for July. Our rent is $2,800 a month, am I correct?
And in July, it goes to $2,950.
Yeah, it goes up 3% a year, which is typical for business leasing. That's not unusual. In fact, some years it's less than inflation. So that's not unusual. So we're just looking. We have to look and figure out where we want to go and what we want to do from here. We are, beginning August 1st, we in our last year of this 3-year lease cycle. So, you know, it's just, and there'll be lots of time to worry about this. We just want you to know what's going on because we cannot function this way. We cannot. We cannot continue in this situation, in this state for a long, you know, okay? I just want to make sure you know. Now, I was not sure if I was going to do this today, and then I just have to because it's what you were talking about. You all know I've had surgery recently, and I was surprised that it really brought on somewhat a crisis of faith for me. My spiritual self knew that everything was going to be fine, and I was not worried. And then my human self got involved, and I was petrified, absolutely beyond words petrified. The only surgery I've ever had is cataracts. I have my tonsils, I have my appendix. I've never had surgery before like this. So along with all the nerves and everything, I'm also, of course, beating myself up because you know better than this. And I wish you'd been around to say, forgive yourself first and then go on. Because I did. Reverend Kristen helped me. I go, I know better than this. How am I so afraid? This is not, I should not be this afraid. And then by the way, I can't even begin to say thank you to everything everybody's done. Just know that all of you, thank you is not a big enough words for what I would have to say to you. So the day of surgery came, and I was the last surgery of the day, and they did all their stuff they do to you in pre-op. And I didn't know how long, a couple hours probably. And so I decided to meditate. And it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful meditation experience I ever had. And it was because of you. I don't have any biological family left. You are my family. And I knew you were praying for me. And I was in that hospital. I was in a room by myself. I never felt safer. I never felt more loved. And it was because of you. I felt your love around me. I felt your prayers. I knew to my soul that I was fine. And I just had to share that right after what you said, but I just thank all of you for that. You were there with me. You were there with me, absolutely. And I appreciate it to no end. And by the way, unfortunately for all of you, I'm completely released to do everything. And most importantly, not all of you even knew this part, but I am also cancer-free. So now, more importantly, Friday is July 4th, and we are getting together with our youth Our plan right now is to be in Veterans Memorial Park there, on Veterans Memorial Parkway by the boat dock and all of that in there. We'll start gathering at 11. All of you, anybody's invited who wants to come. Eventually, there'll be dinner. If it's a rainy day, we just transfer to here. Okay, so you're all invited. Anybody who's stopped by just to say hello. There's rumors that Greg and Buka are going to try and catch us some fish even, so we'll have to see how that all goes. By the way, the one person I did try to kind of hide the surgery from was Mr. Paul and the kids, because I think for the rest of my life, Paul's going to go around behind me going, Sherry, put that down. So anyway, I did that. Okay, now, everybody, let's stand and sing the peace song together.